Welcome back to Esports Driven, and in this video we'll show you our tier list of the guns you should absolutely be using in 2023 to dominate your games in episode 6. So let's get straight into it. As always, let's start with the C tier. Here are the less optimal guns in the game. You can still get some nice kills with these, but their use is very limited to special situations or scenarios. First, the Bucky. This gun was a true menace back in the start of Valorant, but right now it's struggling to find a clear purpose, and you'll find yourself struggling to find value out of this shotgun. The same applies to the Ares. This gun was absolutely busted at some point last year, but when Riot developers tweaked it down, no one really wanted to play this gun anymore. The only real way you can use it is by playing Sova or Fade and spamming walls to get yourself some wall hack kills. Other than that, the Spectre and Stinger are way better for half-buy or anti-eco rounds. The Shorty is kind of a meme. With its 150 cost, it's a decent shotgun for eco rounds, as you'll maybe get away with a kill by camping a narrow angle on defense, but it will give you absolutely zero value in the medium to long range. That's why we think the Classic is your way to go. Free gun, by the way. The only effective way we see players using the Shorty is when playing inside a Viper's Pit. This gun is absolutely busted in these situations. You should try it out. In the B tier, we find 5 different guns. All can be extremely effective in the right hands, but will fall short behind the better guns of the S or A tiers. The Odin is the first one on the list. Coming at 3,200 credits, it's an expensive gun to buy, and you won't be able to purchase it very often, but it can still give you some nasty kills when you're playing Sova or Fade. B-Main on Ascent is the perfect example of it, but this gun is not very versatile. It's heavy and slow, and you'll struggle to get value against good aimers. The Judge is similar in a certain way, as it can absolutely dismantle a push on defense and grant you an entry kill on attack if you're playing Jet, Raze, or Neon, but in any other situation or scenario, it won't be very useful. Split is a good map to play the Judge if you want to try it out in ranked. The Frenzy is next on the B tier. It's an absolute demonic gun when it comes to short to medium range. Fast-paced duelists like Raze or Neon make it work extremely well, as running and gunning almost always works. You'll be surprised at how many kills you'll get when rushing or defending a site. Its 450 credits price allows you to purchase some abilities and pistol rounds, which is always very good. On the other hand, when it comes to longer range fights, you better run away. A ghost will destroy you. The Guardian and Marshal are the last 2 guns in the B tier. Both are long-range weapons with key differences. The Marshal only costs 950 and will one-shot anyone with a headshot, and deals a lot of damage with a body shot, even killing no armored enemies, making it a very dangerous gun for the second round after winning the pistol round, giving you an opportunity to win the bonus round if you're hitting your shots. We think that the Marshal potential is underestimated, especially on defense and on eco rounds. The Guardian is different. It costs a lot more, 2,250 credits. Its precision and damage output makes it a great gun for half-buy rounds, but it struggles in anti-eco rounds as you need 2 body shots to kill an enemy, and the slower fire rate doesn't help you fighting against eco rounds. Overall, both guns excel at long ranges and struggle massively in shorter ranges. We recommend the Marshal for anti-eco and eco rounds, and the Guardian for half-buy rounds. Only use them in long-range maps such as Icebox or Fracture, for example. Now let's enter the A tier. With these guns, you will easily find value and take the upper hand in your fights. Starting at the bottom of the A tier, we find the Spectre and the Bulldog. Both are great to play in anti-eco rounds, after you win the pistol round. They come at a different price point and have different purposes. The Bulldog is more expensive but is way more reliable on longer ranges than the Spectre. It'll also give you a better chance to win the bonus round. If you have the money to invest in a Bulldog and you're playing on a long range map, you should absolutely go for it. You won't be disappointed. If you'll be fighting in medium and short range areas, prefer the Spectre. It will really shine in these situations. But is the Spectre the best weapon to play right now, or is the Stinger better? We'll talk about that in a moment. In the A tier, we also have the Classic and the Ghost. Both pistols are extremely effective in the first round, and you should absolutely know how to master them. The Ghost will be better if you're playing an aggressive agent like a duelist or the second entry role, and the Classic will be the right choice if you're playing an ability-heavy agent such as Fade or Sage for example. Your abilities will be key to take the edge over your enemies and walk away with the win. When it comes to eco rounds, we would recommend you to stick to the Classic. The fact that you have it for free and that the right click can work just like a shotgun makes it dangerous even against full armored enemies. Even if you lose the round, you'll have enough money to buy full next round and maximize your chances. Outside of the pistol rounds, we don't really recommend using the Ghost. Prefer buying the Sheriff if you have enough credits. Talking about the Sheriff, it's our last pick in the A tier for 2023. It's cheap and you'll be able to one-shot headshot anyone within 30 meters. It has always been the best gun you need to pick to upset a round and win without investing much money, no matter if you are attacking or defending. Plus, hitting headshots with it is super satisfying, no question why it's one of the pros' favorite guns in the game. The only thing that pushes it outside of the S tier is its accuracy with 0.25%. You'll sometimes find yourself aiming right on your enemy's head and still missing the shot. Yeah, it happened to all of us. Let's finally talk about the very best guns in Valorant right now, the ones you have to master to dominate your episode 6 games. First, let's talk about the Stinger. Yeah, this demonic gun you've been destroyed by over and over since October last year. Since its buff last year in patch 5.06, this gun feels overpowered and extremely oppressing to play against. It's accurate on the move and shoots very fast at 16 rounds per second. It shines on short and medium range, and its alternate fire function makes it also dangerous in longer range. It might seem weak at first until you get triple dinked in 2 seconds. All this for only 950 credits. Yeah, this gun is broken. And here at Esports Driven, we hope it will be nerfed soon, just like they did for the Ares last year. Up next, we have the Operator. After Chambers nerfs, Jett retook the crown as the best agent to abuse this sniper, but we also find more and more diversity in some Sentinels or Initiators picking it up. And it's not only for trolling, some players actually find a nice way to make it work without a dash or a quick TP out. Plus, your enemies never really expect a Sova or a Killjoy to be holding an angle with an Operator, meaning that you can play on the element of surprise. You should try it out in your games. The Operator is also the key to stop attackers from brainlessly rushing onto site. If you're struggling at holding the site on defense, save and try it out. It might win you some rounds. It works especially well if your enemies don't have a controller player. Finally, you've guessed it. At the very top of our list, we find the Phantom and the Vandal. And right now, we are clearly in the Vandal era. Even in pro play where the Phantom was preferred last year, the Vandal now reigns supreme for its one-shot headshot potential no matter the range. Even if the Phantom remains the easier gun to play and master, the skill ceiling on the Vandal seems higher. That's why a majority of players today have chosen it over the Phantom. But here at Esports Driven, we don't think the Phantom is a bad pick either. Some agents work way better with the Phantom rather than the Vandal. Take Cypher or Viper for example. Both find value in spraying smokes or walls, and with the Phantom's suppressor and higher fire rate, it makes it the best gun in this scenario. The same applies for Valorant's smaller maps, such as Split or even Lotus, where the Phantom is the optimal pick. But in the end, and as always, it all comes down to personal preference. If you feel confident in your Phantom, there's no need to switch to the Vandal, as both guns remain very viable and versatile. Click on the screen right now to watch our videos of the best team compositions to play on every map in 2023. Thanks for watching, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.